Hey everyone, it's Norny here. Hope everyone's having a great time. I'm making this video just to share a little bit of the knowledge that I've gained in some of my trades that I've been doing on the Grand Exchange. I don't want to make this video too in-depth or too long, so basically I'm just going to be explaining why I picked some of the items I picked, kind of go about explaining the margins. I'm not going to go too deep into the methodology as to why I picked the items unless somebody's like actually genuinely interested in learning more about it. I'm primarily making this video for clan members, and if anybody else is interested in watching it, then we'll see if we get any other views. But I just kind of wanted to make this video as a way to sort of give back. I am no expert by any means on flipping on the Grand Exchange or making money in general, but I feel like I've learned a little bit, and if it could be helpful to accounts lower and even accounts higher than me, I think that's pretty cool. So a little bit about me. When I first started playing RuneScape back in 08, my main way of making money as a free-to-play noob was going to Lumbridge and killing the cows and then selling the cow hides. Anyway, a couple years have passed since then, and I've learned a few things here and there. I've learned different ways to make money, and one of those ways that I really enjoy is flipping items on the Grand Exchange. Now, how much money do you need to flip on the Grand Exchange? I think realistically, you can do some pretty good trades with about 10 million. You could do some good trades with less than that. You can work your way up, but I think a good starting stack would probably be about 10 million. It's honestly not too hard to get. I'd be happy to share with anyone some easy ways to get from basically nothing all the way up to 10 million. I'd be happy to, make a video or answer anyone's questions on that. But anyway, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this that have a lot more money than I do, or maybe know a lot more about flipping than I do. But I just wanted to kind of share this as a way to maybe help those who are a little bit more confused and just stuck and wondering where to start. So my account currently, I'm pretty much like an overpowered mid-level account. My combat level is 94, but most of my skills are 50s, 60s, except for fire making, of course. I just reached 90 the other day, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And any of my clan members know that pretty much anytime I'm logged on, that's about all I'm doing. Now, that's mainly because I just don't have a lot of time throughout the day to play this game. I've got a really good job. I like my job, and anyway, I've got other things outside of this, so 30 minutes to an hour of normal game time is pretty good for me. I'm happy with it. But that being said, I'm kind of just rambling now. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the trades, some of the reasons why I got into the trades, and yeah, just kind of talk through them. So we'll start with the first one. The first one was an Astral Runes. I bought 15,000, which is the buy limit. That just means that's the most you can buy for every 4 hours. And I bought them at 103. Now, if you don't know this about the Grand Exchange, it didn't always used to be this way, but now there's a 1% tax. So you have to keep that in mind when you're looking for margins. Margin just means what you buy it for versus what you sell it for. So I bought Astral Runes. Now, this was a phenomenon. This is not every day. Astrals are definitely not one of my dailies. My dailies that I can pretty much consistently flip are Revenant Ether and Zulrah Scales. And I've actually honestly been getting into Aram Staff, but I'll get into that in a minute. Astral Runes were honestly just something that came to my attention as of yesterday morning. I noticed that the price was crashing pretty hard. And if any of you have noticed, the price of Astral Runes sank all the way from like 130 to as low as I think even 80 today at one point in the afternoon. So I saw an opportunity, and honestly I got pretty lucky, but I bought them for 103 earlier this morning, and then I was able to sell them pretty quickly for about 118. Now doing the math on that, bought 15,000, flipped them for a 15 GP margin, and that netted me about 225,000. 225,000, even just doing that once a day, can add up. So that would be almost $500,000 in 2 days, and in 4 days time you pretty much have 1 million GP right there. So that's not bad at all. It's a really good flip. Moving on to the next one, Revenant Ether is definitely one of my dailies. I try to flip this 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times a day if I can, because it's just so easy. Astral Runes are what you would consider a high volume item. There's tons of them traded, but they don't have the same margin as well as Revenant Ether and Zulrah Scales. And basically what I mean by that is you're not really making a ton of money off of them. The margin's not like super great or anything, but because there's so many of them being traded, you can consistently make a 3 to 4, well, anywhere from 2 to 4 and sometimes up to 5 GP margin. Now what's great about Zulrah Scales and Revenant Ether is that you can buy 30k of them at a time. That's both for Revenant Ether and for Zulrah Scales. Now Zulrah Scales are these rainbow things right here. I really actually don't even know what they're used for. I think they're used for charging things, the same as Revenant Ether. I know they come from Zulrahs, and I know where Revenant Ether comes from. It comes from the Revenant Caves. That being said, I'm not really at a point where I focus on gathering Revenant Ether or Zulrah Scales, so I just flip them. And you should be doing that too. So you don't have to buy as much as I do. 30k Revenant Ether might cost you 4.5, maybe 5 million. But you can flip it, and as you can see here, I bought 61,519 for 10.5, call it 2 million, 10.52 million. I was able to sell in 2 batches. I sold 60,264, and then I sold the remaining 1,255 for a total of, I'm trying to do math in my head, let's see, 10.48 plus 218,000, that's going to be 10.7. So I made about 180k right there. Now that was a 3 GP margin, so 60,000 times 3, that's 180,000. Checks out. It's not always that good. Sometimes it's better. Now again, 180,000, that's off of 60,000 Revenant Ether, and yeah, these. What's great about Revenant Ether and Zulrah Scales is the price pretty much is stable. There's a little fluctuation here and there, and that's, maybe I can talk about this in another video, but part of why you need to check the prices and how everything's going for the day. As we'll see here in a bit, there was a trade that I lost a little bit of money on, that if I had paid closer attention, I would have avoided. Anyway, moving on. Guam Potions Unfinished were at a really crazy margin. I bought them for 718. There was a spike in the demand. Bought them for 718, about 10,000 of them. I was able to sell those for 740. And then I sold the remaining 61 for 555. So all in all, bought for 7.18 mil. Sold them off for just about 7.38. So I made a little over 200k there. That's pretty good. Blue Dragon Hide was something that caught my eye early this morning. The margin was really insane, so I thought, why not? But if I had checked a little bit closer, I would have also seen that there just wasn't much. There were a lot of people. There was a lot of supply. There wasn't as much demand, and that's why I ended up selling them. I ended up selling them for a decent price. I bought them for $16.81. I sold them for $16.80, and that was after the tax. So I only lost about $5K, but I got kind of lucky on that one. Should have paid more attention. I can do a deeper dive if anyone has any questions on that one. Wyvern bones have been something that have been hit or miss for me. I never know when their margin's going to be good. It's just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. This one was okay. I bought them for 9.71 million, and then I was able to sell them for basically 7.8 million. So I made about 90K off that. Not a fantastic ROI when you look at the grand picture, but every little bit helps. Oh, I guess I should mention my stack size right now, as of this moment, is about 54. My net worth is probably higher than that, but that's the GP that I have to work with at the moment. So next trade I want to get into looking at is Aram Staff. I have been doing really good with Aram Staff lately. What happens is a lot of people buy these, try to sell them for high, and then they can't sell them, so they sell them for lower, and that typically tends to be this 144 range, 144K range. So as you can see, I bought 9 of those for 1.3 million. I was able to sell those 9 for 170K. That's a really good margin. That was about 25K margin. I was able to sell those and profited about 230K. So not bad at all. Moving on, I made another mistake. I assumed that the Astral Runes were done dropping because they were crashing pretty hard. I bought them for 130, which was actually kind of like a peak for that moment, and I tried to sell them for 148. Did not go very well. I ended up selling them later because I saw the price action was going up later in the evening. I would have preferred to hold on to them for a little bit longer, but I just really preferred to have the capital available to be able to work with some of my other trades. So I lost about 100K on that. The thing with that is you really have to be careful when items are fluctuating rapidly from their normal price. Yes, there are good margins that you can see listed, but good potential to make money also means really good potential to lose money. So sticking with, especially if you're starting out with like a little bit of money, like 10, you're starting out with 10 million GP, and you're wanting to get into flipping, then starting off with just kind of the basic boring trades is really kind of going to be a good bet for you. So lost about 120 on that trade. Maybe I should have waited it out, but like I said, I really wanted to be able to use that capital, so I went ahead and sold them off. I'm not sure when the price will get higher than 130, and that's the thing, you can never time the market. So I saw a good chance to get out. That's what I did. I got out. Moving on, as you can see, another standard Revenant Ether trade, 30,000, bought them for 172, sold them for 175, profited 90K there. Same thing with Zoro Scales, bought them for 146, sold them for 149. That's another 90K in the bag right there. Anku Mask. This was a really good flip for me. As you can see, I made about 610K off of this trade after the tax. And I don't know why, but consistently on the website that I've been using to track the Grand Exchange prices, which is free, I can share that link in the comments below. Anku masks have always, like the Anku, just Anku anything, mask, the body, the legs, all that stuff. The margins on them have been consistently very good. Now, part of the competition of flipping is, being able to maybe offer a little bit higher of a buy price, but not something too high where you're cutting out all your margin. This happened to be a case where I just got a really good deal and then was able to sell it for a pretty decent price. So, pretty happy about that. Moving on, these are just random items that I picked up from doing some birdhouse runs and selling off some of these items as they accumulated. Again, another Zulrah Scales trade. This time I was actually able to get a 4 GP margin, so bought 12,000 of them, sold those off for 149, profited about 50k there, so not too bad. Revenant Ether bought for 171, sold for 175, so for that would be what? Again, math in the head, 50k right there, not too bad. I bought 15 Aram staffs later in the day for about 2.2 million for about 147k each, and was able to sell those for 159, so profited about 175k there. Again, not too bad. Again, these items up here, the Toad Flax, the Hops, the Crush Nests, are some items from some farm runs that I finally had the time to sell those items. And then just some random items here and there. Anyway, so that is one day of trading for me. I'm trying to, what I'll do is at the end of this video, either in the comments or somehow on this video, I'll add up like a total of how much my trades were for the day, both profit and loss combined. Pretty good day for trading for me. Anyway, I hope this is kind of helpful. Helps you see kind of like what items I've been looking at, maybe what items you can be looking at. I'll also share the link to that website that I was talking about, and if enough people are interested, I'd be fine with making a video on kind of how I use that website and what my process is. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, let me know. Let me know if there's anything that I can do better. But yeah, hopefully some of my clan members get value from this. If you're not in my clan, you should join my clan. It's pretty much the coolest clan ever. But yeah, that is all. Peace.